as well. Sree Iyer, 54% people not too impressed by the Congress, but a third are. That is not an insignificant third.
Yes, the number does sound big. However, we must remember that the number that is required in terms of the budgetary amount to meet the 72,000 expectation is almost the same as what government would get from the personal income tax of all the taxpayers. So it might be appeasing a certain class of the society, but another class is extremely upset. They feel as if they have to do all the work and somebody else is going to sit at home and enjoy. So is it possible that the Congress could be alienating the middle class segment, which has been traditionally for the BJP? However, they may have not been happy about GST, demonetization and all the travails that came with that. However, this one thing could be turning them back towards their party of choice, which is the BJP. So there is something that Congress stands to lose also in this proposition.
Okay. Sree Iyer.
You know, if you just break down the numbers, Modi has fulfilled 1 out of 2 promises, and Rahul Gandhi is being perceived to have fulfilled 1 out of 4 promises. Okay, so in terms of, promises fulfilled, Modi is handily beating Rahul Gandhi there. Now, as far as, some of the things that the BJP did not implement, I'm sure Shaina can explain why Modi did not sign on making Ram Setu a national monument or moving forward on Ram Mandir when there was no direction required from the Supreme Court. Many such things. Politically, it might have been,
so let me put that to Shaina.
We have to see.
Okay, Sree Iyer.
There never was saffron terror and there never will be. I just have to think that perhaps the Modi government missed a trick by not putting Mr. Chidambaram in jail for falsification of records in the Ishrat Jahan encounter. All the officers involved in the Ministry of Home Affairs have testified under oath that Mr. Chidambaram put them up to it, made them to change their records and so on and so forth. And when somebody refused, he himself wrote it, 12 pages in fact. I don't know why that particular offense could not have been acted upon by the BJP government. Perhaps Shaina can explain why they did not do that. I'm not talking about all the corruption. Set all that aside. This was a specific instance where the Ishrat Jahan encounter
and
was
that affidavit,
case.
and we had books written on this, but more questions to go. Sree Iyer, there is nothing stopping a Priyanka Gandhi from going to Ayodhya. The BJP certainly does not have a monopoly over Ram or any of the gods or the Hindu people. But she made a political decision not to go to the Ram Janmabhoomi per se. 50% people say she should have gone. What do you think that indicates?
It means that Congress wants to have the cake and eat it too. They want to sound as if they are also supporting the Hindus. At the same time, they don't want to alienate what they think is their core constituency, the minorities comprising of the Muslims and the Christians. And I don't believe an average Christian or an average Muslim thinks that the Ram Mandir should not be built. As a matter of fact, I have a little bit of disagreement with how the case is going on. I don't think the government needed the permission of the Supreme Court. After all, the Narasimha Rao government, Congress, acquired the entire land.
It's a willpower. It's a willpower. Demonetization willpower. Not able to shown to Dr. RaGa.
Let him finish.
Demonetization, there is a willpower.
Let him finish.
Because there is a money trail.
Plenty of more questions to go. Let him finish.
They could have gone ahead and started all the periphery constructions now. Again, for whatever reasons best known to themselves, they've held themselves back. I mean, I think we can give that benefit of doubt, but let us see what they're going to say in their manifesto. I'm hoping that they'll come up with an explanation.
Credit the Prime Minister is getting for taking up decisive.
Is this vilification that debates aside, arguments aside, the perceptorial battle on the anti-missile test is exactly what the BJP wanted? Anti-satellite test.
BJP has always been very decisive in its approach whenever it has to use technology to make the country more secure. You take the 1998 blast that happened under Vajpayee's government. He knew fully well there were going to be repercussions, but that did not stop them from making the test. And the same thing now. The ASAT was a must because it needed to tell some people around India that if they try to do something more, hanky-panky, for example, to bring down India's satellites, that they have a counter weapon. This is a message that has been sent to
we know the logic of...
You answer them.
Okay, Sree Iyer, LK Advani.
You know, I have a slightly different opinion about this. Mr. Advani built this party brick by brick. Yes. And in my opinion, he should have become the Prime Minister when they came to power or they got a majority in 1996. Somehow, things didn't quite transpire that way. And the same way in 1999, perhaps the Kargil effect, buoyed up Vajpayee's chances. But 2004, I don't know why. I mean, this is the man who has put so much of his effort into building this party, yet he has not been able to get that enough.
I'm running short of time. Sree Iyer.
You know, what happened after he went to Wayanad, and then the optics that are coming out of yesterday's procession is going to damage Congress far more to the rest of the country. I think, in my opinion, the fact that he chose Wayanad itself was very questionable. It kind of telegraphed the intent of Congress, but now the optics that are coming out from the processions, he's going to really hurt them.
Okay,
and I really wish he had taken something much more in the middle of the road rather than his extreme.
Okay, let me quickly take the last question. And then I'll take a poll of polls also. Last question, would the BJP win more votes if a Nirav and Malia were brought back to India? Devika.
Right, Rishabh, that's what we asked, and over half of the respondents feel that yes, it would help the BJP win much more, but at the same time, 23% of the people, it's not really an issue for them, their return.
Sree Iyer, take this one first.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. They have been on the back foot in terms of bringing the corrupt back into India. And I believe in the Nirav Modi, there is some fast-moving developments where the United States might be actually pressuring the United Kingdom government to send Nirav Modi to India, and that might very well end up happening in the next few weeks. This is actually fast-tracking Nirav Modi's deportation to India. And if that happens, BJP is going to really